What's going on YouTube? Kigerr here. In today's video we're going to look over my top league matches for the week. My team went 16-0 in the qualification rounds this week, and we're going to look over our top 8 matches, talk about what we did right, what we could have done better. Before we get into it, I'm going to wish you all a happy Halloween, as well as if you join my Discord link down below, there's a costume contest channel, and put your in-game costume or real-life costume, and I'll be doing a giveaway for both. Let's get into it. Alright, so we're getting into our first best of 3. As you can see, we are a little bit ahead on the TCP. Let's see. You can see their powers right there. I myself am using bow and gun. Kyra on my team is using bow and book, and Axios on my team is using sword and book, I believe. Let's get into the actual combat. So as you see, I make it so that that right there makes it so that no pop-ups happen. Ideally, I would be prepping my skills, but I had a conversation going. As you see, I'm using skills right now to prep so I can get my buff at the top left-hand corner. You can also see I have a food buff going on. And let me see. And we will pause it. We had decided on our first target would be Orky right here, and I'm going to use my third skill that does a good chunk of damage, especially seeing as I have full preparation and all my buffs from food going on. It's going to do a good chunk of damage, as well as like a 90-something% slow. It just says great slow on it, but looking at that versus the AoE slow of the book, it's really about 90-95% slow. You can see slow, 183k. I go in, and then two different of my actives happened. When I rolled in, you saw a barrier happen on me. That is the one that if you get hit 3 times, you gain a barrier for 3 seconds and damage reduction. So now, and then I roll into their face. And when I rolled, you see above my head right there the purple icon. That is after you dodge, you get a heal over time for a couple seconds. So I get to go into a heal while also having damage reduction. So I am currently the frontline tank for the team, and that is going to lead into fiery cannon and nether fire. And you see Orky and another ally is back in their starting point, which makes it easy to hit nether fire, which has the 35% bonus crit damage going. And you see that 230k, and then I swap and get the and do a 3-hit combo with the bow, keeping strength of nature up in case I get stunned, slowed, what have you. And then I immediately swap back because I see my third skills back up for the slow, and we change our targets immediately to Greet, who we had decided previously to focus. And because he's a sword player, I'm able to keep him down. He is sword and gun, both of which have heals, but both of which have heals that don't get rid of debuffs. So I'm keeping anti-heal on him with my first skill. And then it's just the one last player. It doesn't really matter. So we just use some skills and down. Then we go into the... let's get into the next part. I forgot it was a best of 3, so we're into the second match right here. You can see I'm properly preparing my skills. We're going with the same strategy as before. On Orky yet again. He dashed in before I can get the slow off, so I waited for him to get his combo off before going in on him. He got a knock up and they got an AoE slow on me, so I used Strength of Nature to get rid of that. And you see Orky's now dead. We're still same idea. We're on Jay Greed again. You see above his head, he has the anti-heal on him, and he's down, and it's just down to the third person, and we clean that up. Then on to the next one. Alright, so checking out these, we got, this was one that we were kind of worried about, because Ji Jung, I'm sorry if I spelled that wrong, he is decently big, bigger than both myself and Kyra. So he was the one we were really worried about. He's also supposedly very tanky, so we decided not to really go on him. Let's see how it plays out. You can see I'm charging my skills. And the purpose of this is when the match starts, I will be at 5 stacks, which is 35% bonus crit damage and crit rate. And I'm keeping it up, and we go in, and we see the barrier. So because he has the barrier, I didn't really want to go on him, but I just put out some damage so that we could have a little bit on there. But then we noticed that he wasn't as tanky as people kind of told us that he was. Probably was talking about someone else, or we're just hitting a lot harder than they would imagine, because I have 48% pierce rate, so I destroy people, as you'll see. All 3 players, I hit them all with that flamethrower, which just does a bunch of damage. And you see his HP kind of ping-ponging, and that's because they have several heals going on. And, oh. Alright, sorry about that. And then we get a good swap into him, and then he goes down. And then the other 2, Mega McNasty is decently hard to keep up with, because he's playing a very dodgy class combination. But Cope goes down very easily. And then on to the next match. Still the same matchup. And just like before, charging my skills. Very important when you're doing armor to charge your skills. Very similar to Judge. If you want to do that way, you can start the match off with a purple skill. Alright, we go into it. They go slightly different, and then this time they put down the bots. And I'm okay with that, because all of my first 3 abilities aren't targeted per se. They pick a target, but then they do AoE. So I launch my first 3 skills on the bots, destroying them, no issues. All of them destroyed, and all of them blow up to do AoE if we're anywhere near them. So because Axios is a melee, I blew them all up at first so that Axios doesn't take that incidental damage. Then I get a 2-person flamethrower. They got some debuffs on me, so I dipped away. I'm waiting for a swap, and then Ji Jung goes down pretty easily. And all that's left is Cope. As you can see, a lot of running around. I got the big slow on him. He moved out of the way of my flamethrower, but we got him just good. I got McNasty with the knockdown, and then swap into the slow, and then he goes down right there. Now for the finals. Alright, so these finals are ridiculous. They have 2.76, 3.26, and 2.78. Let's see what happens, shall we? It was actually kind of hard for me. It could be a bigoted thing for me, but the two that had the character simplified Chinese, I believe, is the language, but I can't really tell the difference. I'm sorry, especially with playing on my phone and such. I couldn't really tell the difference. So we're going in, and I'm on the wrong person because I couldn't really tell the characters that much apart. And you can see we're having like a 1v1 over here. And they're almost 2.8 and I'm 2.3, but I'm keeping pace with them. This actually ended up losing it for us. We probably could have took down one of them if we focused the right one. It is my mistake. My other two teammates were able to stay on the same target while I effectively dealt with this one. Axios did super awesome. He was able to handle the almost 3.3 guy for at least 2 to 3 full rotations. And now we're into, it's all of the matches are best 2 out of 3. We 2-0'd, and now we're 0-1 in the finals. They're all 2.7 or higher, and we have a 2.6, 2.1, and 2.3. So the numbers are not anywhere near close. And I try to ignore Gosu, and then now we're actually going on the same target. It looks like Axios is over there trying to draw some fire, and I just got destroyed. 2 of them went on me really hard and just nuked me. And I'm watching the combat. You see Axios just living for forever. But that did not work out too well, and we ended up getting second place. Let me know in the comment section down below how you did in your top league this week and what you think I could have done better. Till next time, guys.